Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today video I'm going to be showing you how to make this non-fried egusi soup. This non-fried egusi soup is so delicious and you can't wait to try it. So if you want to see how I made this soup, keep watching. All the ingredients I used for this recipe, I'm going to be leaving them at description, so please check the description for the complete recipes here in case if you don't get it now. So I have some salt here, some crayfish, catfish, smoked catfish, you can use any fish of your choice, a little bit of stockfish, bitter leaf. I'm also going to be using some spinach, nut cube, bell pepper, scotch bonnet pepper, some ogiri, which is called locus beans, egusi, red oil, onion, and the meat I'm going to be using. I'm also going to be using some cow head to cook this. So like I said, check the description for all the ingredients, okay? So guys, the first thing I'm going to season the meat because I need to steam the meat, okay? So go ahead and add all the spices. I'm using onion, salt, and half nut cube to boil the meat. So I'm adding just a little bit, a little water or water that can be able to cook the meat. So after doing that, I'm going to send them to the heat to start cooking. So while that is cooking, I've cleaned my pepper. This pepper, I'm using this process because this process is amazing. I use the cooking process, like I cook the pepper for 10 minutes. Yes, only the pepper for 10 minutes because it gives it nice consistency. So I let that to be cooking, and here is my smoked catfish on a hot water with salt, salted hot water. I'm going to clean the bone and remove the back of the fish. So here the pepper is cooked. It's past 10 minutes. I did not cook the scotch bonnet pepper, okay? So I only boiled the bell pepper. So I'm going to blend that together with scotch bonnet pepper and onion and crayfish with a little bit water from the one I used in cooking it. You can add more water in case if you're cooking a large quantity of soup. Depends the amount of soup you're cooking. So I'm going to add everything into my blender, and I'm going to add a little water, like water from the one it's cooked on, into it. Then I'm going to blend. Like I said, this helps to remove that sweet taste of bell pepper into your soup. Like it will get rid of it. You won't even notice that you use bell pepper after you boil it first before using it to cook egusi or any other soup. So I decided to blend the locus beans because this is the Yoruba type. Igbo type is always soft. So I throw them into this pepper mixture. So I'm going to blend all until they form cream. So now I'm done blending them. So over the meat I'm cooking, I'm going to add this pepper mixture into it. Can you see the color of that pepper is different from when you blend it fresh, and the taste is completely different. So I'm going to give that a good stir, cover them and bring them to boil. So while they are boiling, I've already cleaned my egusi, and in case if you have blended egusi, you don't have to blend, okay? You just have to soak your egusi in the water. So on the same blender, I'm going to blend the egusi. I'm only blending just the egusi, okay? So make sure you add the water, not too much water, not too dry, like the water that will be enough to blend your egusi. You can even blend it with extra onion, but I did not. I just want to use that one onion I used in blending the pepper. So as you can see, the water I added was not enough. So I'm going to go ahead now to add a little bit more water into the egusi and blend until smooth. So here my egusi is ready. I added it into the bowl and I'm going to set that aside until the sauce started boiling. So as you can see, the sauce is really boiling a lot. So I'm going to go ahead now to add the fish, stockfish, no, or Maggi cube, oil, everything I'm using to cook this soup. I'm going to go ahead to add them now. So I'm adding the stockfish first, but you can add the stockfish first. Like you can cook the stockfish with the meat. I already cleaned this stockfish with hot water earlier before I freeze it. So now I'm going to add the nut cube. Depends how many you want to add. So just go ahead and season it to your taste. Okay. So I'm adding some salt into the soup. Give them all a good stir. Then I'm going to add the bone smoked catfish into it. I'm adding the fish now because the fish is not, I just want to add it like I already debone it. It's not like in a whole fish that I didn't want them to separate. So now I'm going to add just a little bit of oil. Egusi already has oil. As you can see there, that sauce looks like you added oil, so you can even skip the oil if you don't want to add, and the egusi will still look like you added oil and it will still taste amazing. I also have a recipe on how to prepare egusi without oil here on my channel, which is a different recipe completely. So after adding the oil, I gave it a good stir, and now I'm going to add the fish. After adding the fish, I'm going to stir them and cover them and allow them to cook. Like I'm going to bring them to boil again before adding the egusi. And make sure that you test if the salt, like if the seasoning you added are enough, okay? So as you can see, they are boiling once more, and it's time for me to start adding the egusi. So I'm going to use a spoon to add this egusi. I'm not going to pour all into it at once. I just want to spoon them like this into the soup. So after doing that, I'm not going to stir them. I'm going to put the lid on like halfway, some parts open, and allow this to cook for 3 to 4 minutes. Don't use high heat for you not to burn your soup, okay? So this is after 3 to 4 minutes. See the surface of the face. I'm going to stir them right now. Just a little bit stir right now and allow them to continue cooking. So after stirring them, I'm going to go ahead to add the bitter leaf I'm using. You can use dry bitter leaf, you can use fresh one. So this is fresh frozen bitter leaf that I have already washed. So I'm not going to be adding the spinach now. The spinach is going to be the last thing to add. So after adding the bitter leaf, if you notice, I did not stir them. I just put the lid on and I'm going to allow them to cook for more 4 minutes. So here is after 4 minutes. I'm back. I'm going to give them a good stir, like stir them very well. I'm testing if the salt, the seasoning are enough, which my own is enough. So after doing that, I'm going to throw in my frozen spinach into the soup. And this is the last method, guys. This is the last. The soup is almost cooked. So I'm just going to throw in that spinach into the soup, and I'm going to stir them and allow them to cook for a couple of minutes. Spinach has water on it already and is also frozen spinach, so the spinach is going to release some water. So I'm going to allow the water to cook down a little bit. But if you want your soup to be a little bit watering, you can just, I love to cook my spinach for maximum 4 to 5 minutes, then I take them off the heat. So this is basically all. As you can see there, the soup is well cooked and this soup is so delicious, guys. I'm not just saying it because I'm the one that prepared this soup. It's so delicious. You need to give it a try in this Christmas season or for a party. People will love it. People will love it, and the taste of the bell pepper, you will not even have a trace of bell pepper into this soup. If you use the boiling method, it's really good, and fresh method is also good if you don't want to boil it. So guys, so thank you all for watching. That is all. I will see you in my next video. God bless you all. Bye.